He brought positive energy, really create one family atmosphere in the club, but also between fans and the team. Like I said, it's our fans. It's really important for us, and this bond between fans, players, staff, club, everybody. For us, it's so important because they help us a lot every game. So also he prepared very well. We are following him and trying to put his ideas on the pitch and be in the best way possible.
Talk to me about Sunderland. Huge game. You will know more than anyone else how high the stakes are there. There's this feeling that a win away against a side that have been fantastic this season in Sunderland would be so important, particularly going then into a week where you're in a semi-final in the Europa League. How are you feeling going into that?
It will be very difficult game against very tough opponent who is playing very well this season, especially the home. So we know how it will be difficult and hard. We need to prepare ourselves mentally and physically to be at the max in this game, because we know how it's important in this stage of the season, this game for us, and how it's important take points, try to take points in every game, because now every point is huge in this moment. So like I said, very important game for us. More points to try to take and give everything, like I said before, to stay in the league.
Well, Mickey Gray, interesting to hear from Nikola Milenkovic. He is very important to Forest, but he's going to be extra important while Murillo's out. How much added responsibility does he take tonight?
Well, he's got to keep himself fit. A bit of a concern that he's playing 2 games in a week, and that's a bit of a surprise, certainly with that huge game against Aston Villa coming up on Thursday as well. So to see him in the starting 11 is a bit of a surprise. Certainly when we've talked about Murillo being injured, we don't know how long he's going to be out, if it's going to be a long time or not, but he's key. There's no doubt about it. He's key tonight, he's key on Thursday, and he's key till the end of the season. He's one of their best defenders, and you need him fit every single game if you can.
He's just currently down there doing shooting practice from 25 yards. I'm not sure that's going to pop up during the game for him, but there you go. Well, I'm not a coach. What can I say? That was all thanks to Ladbrokes. It's 18+, gambleaware.org.
The Big Preview on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. Get a free bet every week of the season and a big boost every day. That's Ladisfaction. Minimum £5 bet. Conditions apply. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Now, let's very quickly look ahead to this weekend's FA Cup semi-finals. Both of them are going to be live on the TalkSport network. 5:15 tomorrow. We've got Manchester City against Southampton. Adrian Durham alongside Jim Proudfoot and the former Southampton boss, Alan Pardew. We saw City get the job done, didn't we, Mickey, in rather unspectacular fashion at Burnley in midweek, but they are top of the Premier League table, and they're taking on a Southampton side that they're going to have to take seriously under Tonda Eckert. 20-game unbeaten run in all competitions. Do you smell a shock in this one, or will City get the job done once again?
Well, I actually watched Southampton a couple of weeks ago against Swansea, and I was very impressed, and obviously I watched the game against Arsenal in the quarter-final. And if City turn up half-hearted in that game, thinking they can breeze through to another final, they've got another thing coming. I think they've lost a lot of semi-final games at Wembley, haven't they? Somebody told me it was 5 of 7 or 6 of 7 or something.
Pep Guardiola has won only once at Wembley as City boss. I think it's 7 defeats.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So, you know, whether they think they can breeze through to finals or not, look, City win trophies. We're not all sat here, you know, we're not silly. They're an amazing team, and I think they're showing the best form, albeit take away barring that Burnley performance, but they still won that game. But the performances before that in the 3 games were off the charts. It looked like a City of old. If that City turns up, you would expect them to beat Southampton, but Southampton will definitely have a fighting chance because they are on an incredible run right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic game. Tomorrow afternoon, 5:15 here on TalkSport. 3 o'clock on Sunday, Chelsea take on Leeds. Huge rivalry. Sam Manaface and Stuart Pearce alongside Adrian for this one. Obviously, Liam Rosenior sacked in the week after their defeat by Brighton. So Chelsea's interim boss, Callum McFarlane, addressed the media today. He's in charge until the end of the season and look back on that drubbing at Brighton.
Yeah, we definitely need to improve the performance. The performance against Brighton wasn't good enough. We know that. And it's about trying to figure out the reasons why from a technical and tactical perspective and make sure that the group are in a better place to execute the game plan on Sunday. I thought Brighton were very good on the night and I don't think they've got enough credit. But our performance wasn't good enough and we're going to address that on Sunday and make sure that we perform to our level that we know that this group's capable of.
Well, it is a huge day for Callum McFarlane. Every game until the end of the season. What an opportunity for him. But I have to say, I think all Chelsea fans are looking on at their group of players. And if we see a huge Chelsea improvement compared to midweek, I don't think people are going to say it's because of Callum McFarlane's coaching. I think they're going to say their players down tools so Liam Rosenior would get sacked. And let's hope that's not the case.
Well, it's up to Callum to maybe get those players in the dressing room and just run down of everything and how they've got themselves into the position they find themselves, where 4 or 5 weeks ago they looked as if they were going to finish in the Champions League position. They were obviously doing well in the cup competition as well, but now looking at the two sides, you would have to say Leeds are favourites, because you don't know what you're going to get from Chelsea and what 11 he's going to pick, what you're going to actually get from the 11 who start the game. And Leeds can capitalise on that. Look, this is a history game if you go back many, many years. I think it was the 70s as well, wasn't it, when Leeds were obviously a real force. But Chelsea needs something to happen, whether it's from Callum or whether it's from the next manager who comes in next season. But they can't keep doing this every single season and just switch off when they think they can. They're professional footballers at the end of the day who are expected to win every single week. Whatever competition they are in, they need to go into that game against Leeds and show us and prove to us why they're all playing for a club like Chelsea Football Club.
It is a big, big weekend for Leeds United. It's big for Chelsea too. That group of players, I think a lot of them, their agents are going to be getting a call very, very soon, unless they can prove that they deserve to be in Chelsea shirts. If they can get to an FA Cup final and maybe lift the FA Cup, that would certainly answer some of the questions over them.
Yeah, but maybe some of them players want their agent to get a phone call because maybe they don't want to be there, and that's the problem they've got. Talk throughout the season, or maybe over the last 2 or 3 seasons, said, look, they need 4 or 5 seasons. They're a young squad of players. Let's give them time to all bed in. Then they'll start winning Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, whatever trophies that they enter. Well, I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing it for 1 or 2, but every time I watch Chelsea right now, I'm seeing a bunch of individuals doing what they want to do. When Maresca was there, they had Cole Palmer, who was the sole man. When you get that ball anywhere near the 25-yard area, you get that ball to Cole Palmer and he'll win us football matches. It's not that now. It's Enzo Fernandez doing his own thing, trying to score goals from 30 yards or dribbling past 5, 6 players. You've got fullbacks doing what they want to do, centre-half. I can go through the whole team. Something needs to change at that football club. They need some experienced heads in that dressing room just to calm the younger players down. If they get the right balance, they can be a force and certainly finish in Champions League positions next season, but it's not going to happen this one.
We shall see how Chelsea get on at Wembley Stadium this weekend, 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, taking on Leeds United live here on TalkSport. A big weekend across the network. Remember, tomorrow lunchtime, 12:30, it's Fulham against Aston Villa, exclusively live from the Premier League. Adrian will take you around the grounds at 2:30 alongside Charlie Adam and Mark Albrighty. Remember, 2 big games at the bottom. Wolves taking on Spurs, West Ham facing Everton as well. Over on TalkSport 2 tomorrow, your doubleheader from the Championship sees Ipswich go to West Brom and Derby County chasing the playoffs visit Queen's Park. Rangers on Sunday on TalkSport 2. They'll have commentary against Wrexham from 12 o'clock with all the trophy celebrations. And don't forget, the Cov boss Frank Lampard will be on the breakfast show on Thursday morning, and we'll round the weekend off at Old Trafford on Monday night as Brentford come to take on Manchester United. Not Man United, the latest episode of Fiery Fridays podcast is out on the TalkSport Daily podcast feed. Alex Crook thinks Man United would be challenging for the league if Michael Carrick was appointed last summer. Angelina Kelly believes Arsenal should sign Marcus Rashford. And also on there, Adrian Durham explains why he thinks Manchester City's 115 charges should be dropped. That's Fiery Fridays on the TalkSport Daily podcast feed. It's available on all podcast platforms. You're listening to Kick Off Live on TalkSport with Sky. Sports. Don't forget, with now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly like Sunderland against Nottingham Forest live tonight. Just search Now Sports. Kick off comes next.
Kick off live on TalkSport.
Sport with Sky Sports. Stream the biggest Premier League games flexibly with Now. Like Sunderland versus Nottingham Forest live today. Search Now Sports. 18 plus. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
In 10 metres, take a left at the pile of washing.
Sorry, what?
At the Valley of Toy Dinosaurs, approach the kitchen with no room to cook. Turn right at the floordrobe. You've reached chaos. Recalculating. Suggest immediate course correction to IKEA for fitted wardrobes, children's storage, and cupboard organisers.
Find your way back to calm. Discover smart storage at your local IKEA now. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
McDonald's cards are here. 24 cards to find and free food in every pack. Enter cards in the McDonald's app and complete sets with over £4 million in cash prizes to be won. McDonald's cards. 18 plus UK only with selected meals subject to availability. Ends 27th of April. App may be required. See mcdrules.co.uk.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Watching the big game cozied up in the snug. Balmy summer nights with the kids playing on the lawn.
We're playing real life football!
But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 was under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
The sharp end. Ooh. Crunch time. Down to the wire. Do or die. The season finale. Squeaky bum tape. Whatever you call the business end of the season, make sure you don't miss a minute with the Sun's free pull-out goals. From the Premier League to League 2, you'll get all the experts' opinion, tactical analysis and news you need. Get your free copy of Goals every Saturday, Sunday and Monday only in the Sun. Sorry.
Incredible scenes here at the Village Hotel's Pub and Grill. Fans are taking their place in the fan zone with stadium-style seating, amazing views on huge screens, and we're underway. Lovely bit of dribbling there as she tackles the burger stack. Now they're getting down the wings. Sticky barbecue. Unbelievable. Oh, and he's hit the bar. And it's there. His favourite ice cold beer. What a result. Catch every game live in the Pub and Grill at Village. Get in. Find out more at villagehotels.com.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Mo Farah is still getting to grips with things.
So, Mo, with Sprint Delivery, we get the order to them in as little as 20 minutes. Okay, Mo?
Mo? Done. He was on the 18th floor.
Nice work. But, you know we use delivery riders, right?
Oh, now you tell me. Sprint it in as little as 20 minutes. Screwfix. No stopping you. Conditions and geographical restrictions apply.
He's having a blinder. He's clipped the post. He's looking formidable. Then... substitution. His game might be over, but yours isn't. With Betfair's Safe Zone, your bet simply rolls onto the player coming on. Playing a different league with Betfair.
Valid on selected leagues and markets only. Applies to singles, multiples and bet builder bets on qualified player outcome selections. Does not apply to odds boosts. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus gambleware.org.
Kick off live on Talk Sport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
More fun than paying your gas bill. Kick off live on Talk Sport.
It's finished. Forest 4, Burnley 1, easing their relegation worries.
This is the time to go there and to prove that, and we have the supporters with us.
Plays it to the edge of the box, Xhaka deflected and in! Goal within 44 seconds in the second half!
We hit this target, this 40-point target early in March. Strong moments, tough moments as well, but we managed this season really well.
Faced up by the goalkeeper, he chips it into the far corner, and Nottingham Forest are back in the game, and Morgan Gibbs-White comes out with a super finish.
Obviously the gap is a little bit easier, but this is the Premier League, every game is difficult.
It's a massively important evening at the Stadium of Light. Nottingham Forest trying to pull themselves further clear of the Premier League relegation zone with matches running out rapidly. A win over Sunderland live on TalkSport tonight would move them 8 points clear of Spurs, who occupy 18th place. That, though, will be easier said than done against a Black Cat side hoping to enhance their outside chances of making it to Europe for the first time in 53 years. Kickoff rapidly approaching. Let's check in with your live championship action on TalkSport 2. Millwall aiming for the automatic promotion places against already relegated Leicester City. And Ian Abrahams is at a very sparsely populated King Power Stadium.
Absolutely, Hugh. People have thought I'd invite them to my birthday party. There are so few people here. This is basically the Leicester fans saying we don't want anything to do with our club at the end of this season. They have been relegated, as you say. 4 changes tonight. Salarchik, Chowdhury, Suter and Wiggs all come in. Leonard for the injured, Taylor for Millwall. A point puts them second, but realistically nothing other than a victory will be good enough in their battle with Ipswich. It's Leicester against Millwall, and we're on Talk Sport 2.
I'm Hugh Wissencroft alongside Cameron Pope and former Sunderland defender Mickey Gray. An unbelievable atmosphere inside the Stadium of Light. Huge banner being unfurled to the right-hand side of us as well, with some of those Sunderland players in international kits and Sunderland kits past as well. The likes of Jordan Henderson on there. Some of the great names from Sunderland's history. Jill Scott as well, Steph Horton, and it says made in Sunderland. So pride tonight here at the Stadium of Light. Mickey Gray, a little bit earlier on though, I did say to you, one player we have to talk about is Morgan Gibbs-White, who's given his England chances a big boost with his form of late. What are you expecting to see from him?
Well, if he shows the form that he showed in that second half against Burnley, then Sunderland are in for it tonight, because I think he's got so much talent. I think he's shown the form that probably deserves to be on the plane for the World Cup in the summer. We know it's a difficult position that he wants to be a part of. There's so many talented players there. But I want to take players who are showing form at the end of the season, who want to play for their country. He's a wonderful talent, and I just hope he keeps performing like that till the end of the season, because he's going to give Nottingham Forest every chance of staying in the Premier League if he does so.
Key player here this evening. And that banner also reads, "Our city built on industry," where these colours run true. These Sunderland fans right up for the fight to hopefully get themselves a place in Europe next season. It's a very important evening for Millwall on TalkSport 2, as we mentioned. You can download the TalkSport app and move simply between our live games tonight. But here on TalkSport, Nottingham Forest looking to keep their good end to the season going and take a big step towards Premier League survival, travelling to a Sunderland side dreaming of a European berth. Live and exclusive Premier League action on TalkSport with a man who made over 400 Sunderland appearances in Mickey Gray, and your match commentator Cameron Pope.
Thank you, Hugh. There's growing optimism around here that Sunderland can forge a return to Europe after more than half a century away. Wise men say they're going to need to win a few more yet. Europe is on Nottingham Forest's minds too, but there's relegation to avoid for them as well. And what a step forward it would be, getting anything in the North East tonight. Some run that Nottingham Forest are on, unbeaten in 7 in all competitions. They've got a European semi-final coming up this week against Aston Villa. But for now, it's all about the Premier League.
Arian Anderson behind what we think is going to be a 3 of Gibbs-White on the left, with Hutchinson on the right and Jesus behind Chris Wood up front. So it's the Brazilian Jair Cunha and Igor Jesus who come into the starting lineup for Forest. Bakwa and Murillo are out. Murillo went off injured in Forest's last game, a 7-goal thriller which they came away from unsuccessful against Aston Villa. Some defensive lapses from Sunderland, yes, who lost 4-3 to Villa, and as I say, some defensive issues for the hosts, who have made a couple of changes to their backline. For Forest, they were heavily successful against Burnley, relegating them with a 4-1 victory. Sorry about the slight mix-up there. So Sunderland lost 4-3 to Villa. Forest winning 4-1 against Burnley. Last time these two sides met, things looked very different in the Premier League. It was at the City Ground, and Sunderland came away from there with a 1-0 win on the road, looking to do the domestic double over Forest, who get us underway now with the ball back to Matt Sells, who kicks it long out to the right, comes back Forest away. Milenkovic wins in the air for Aina, hooked forward, and then put out of play by Siddiqui for a Forest throw-in over on the right-hand side, just beyond the halfway line. Aina will take and launches it for the head of Igor Jesus. Interested to see what positions he's picking up tonight. I think he'll be just behind Chris Wood. Morgan Gibbs-White did finish that win against Burnley on the left-hand side, game in which he scored a hat-trick. Cunha now on the ball for Forest after it was cleared by Sunderland. Back to Sells, under pressure now from Robbie is Cunha, and his cleared ball is hooked back forward for Sunderland, touched down by Brobby. Lefay's put it round the corner for Brobby again. Now back it goes to Hume. Brobby, who's held his position out here on the left wing. Back to Diarra, Xhaka and Alderete. Trying to clip it up to the left. It comes off Igor Jesus, and he was claiming it, then came back off Alderete, and it should be a Forest throw-in, but I think it has gone the way of the hosts. No, it has gone Forest way. Alderete to take an almost identical position as the one about a minute ago. Only seconds gone as he launches it back to Milenkovic this time. Over to Cunha, the left centre back. Nico Williams coming in from left back. You know he wants it on his favoured right foot. Comes inside and launches a long one, which just runs all the way through to Robin Roofs, the Sunderland goalkeeper, out to Ballard. Back with Roofs, who's come out of his penalty area. Forest allowing him the space to do so. Slightly risky pass though, and that's a really poor pass given away to Hutchinson. Hutchinson through here. The cut for Igor Jesus doesn't have enough on it. Follow-up shot by Elliot Anderson is blocked by Alderete, and behind for a Forest corner. 2 minutes on the clock, and it's a really sloppy moment from Sunderland. Roofs gives it into the feet of Siddiqui in a pretty dangerous position already for Siddiqui, and then he turns and tries to go out to the left back with the outside of his boot. Doesn't put enough on it. It's intercepted by Hutchinson. Sunderland get a little bit of a let off as Hutchinson's cut inside for Jesus. Doesn't have enough power on it. Eventually falls to Elliot Anderson, who tries to curl his shot. Is blocked, and now in comes the corner from Amari Hutchinson to the back post. Headed down, volleyed by Nico Williams wide of the mark. Goal kick to Sunderland. A really scrappy moment there with 2 minutes on the clock for the hosts. Yeah, Nico Williams just dragging that volley wide of the mark at the near post. Goal kick to come for Sunderland. Dan Ballard as the taker. Rolls it to Roofs, who again takes the risk with the pass. Fizzed into the feet of Diarra coming deep for it. Now Ballard, pinged looking for the run of Siddiqui. Comes back to Xhaka. Xhaka on the charge. Played up the line for Mukiele. Sliding in is Nico Williams, and he's played it off Mukiele and won a Forest throw-in. Good tackle that from the Welshman. First time Roddy Mukiele's tried to bomb forward down that right-hand side. Recently returned from injury for Sunderland. Helped them to that victory over Tottenham Hotspur. Huge result in the context of both teams' seasons. Cunha tries a switch for Forest. It's just sailed over the head of Ola Reiner on this near side and gone out for a Sunderland throw-in. Just about into their attacking third. On the left-hand side, Trey Hume to take. And gives it back to Siddiqui. It's forced back towards his own goal and then is pushed by Murray Hutchinson. Free kick to the hosts. Siddiqui has pinged the free kick back to Robin Roofs, who again is out of his penalty area. Studs on the ball, gives it to Dan Ballard. Ballard back to Roofs. Chris Wood is pressing for Forest, and then Roofs kicks it long out to the left as Hume kept it in play with that header. I think he has for Brobby. Touched back to Lefay now on the run down the left. Twisting and turning, trying to find an angle away from Ola Reiner, who's standing him up along with Hutchinson. So back it goes to Siddiqui, who is wide as well on this left-hand side. Now Xhaka all the way back to Alderete, under pressure from Chris Wood, gives it to Xhaka again. Don't think he wanted that one, but plays it back to Robin Roofs, who's now well out of his penalty area. To the right for Dan Ballard, and they'll try and build up on this right-hand side with Mukiele in the Sunderland half. Nice little turn, and then goes back again, trying to get away from Morgan Gibbs-White. This fizzed pass has cannoned off Xhaka, but it's actually worked out for Sunderland. It's gone through to them on the right, and now for Diarra. Diarra tried to cut it into Mukiele at the byline, didn't quite come off. Milenkovic clears his lines, looking for Wood. One in the air by Alderete, chested down by Rigg for Siddiqui. Siddiqui, has he been fouled there? No, says the referee. Forward for Brobby, touch to Lefay, into Brobby's feet again, edge of the D. Lefay, Brobby, nice link up this from Sunderland. They have a player down, it's gone back to Hume. And I think they're now signalling for the ball to be put out of play. Referee has called the stoppage. It's Siddiqui down holding... Oh, goodness me. Oh, that is a broken finger for Siddiqui. Oh, that is not pretty. Just getting another look at it now. Oh, yep, Siddiqui goes to ground under the challenge from Igor Jesus. Sangare is making an honest attempt at the ball and just comes in and stands on the hand of Siddiqui. We've played on without any medical attention for Siddiqui. He's just kind of given the wrist a bit of a shake. I mean, he's involved in this passage of play, Siddiqui. Sunderland are back on the ball. Look at there down the right now. It's Siddiqui on the ball. Looked like his middle finger was completely snapped back. He's still holding the hand now that he's out of possession, but I'm going to keep an eye on him as he now receives it down the right wing. Tries an early cross. It's blocked. I was certain that was a nasty injury for Siddiqui, but he has soldiered on. Perhaps I saw an unflattering angle. It really looked like his finger had snapped back in a really nasty fashion. Sangare definitely did step on the hand. But enough about that, because Sunderland are in down the right with Lefay teeing up Rigg, who curls a first-time shot straight at Sells, and he's held onto it. So Lefay there just got the benefit of a little bounce in the centre of the pitch as he came in from the left. So Alderete initially played it into the feet of Diarra there. His pass didn't quite come off, but bounced into the path of Lefay, came in from the left, played it through to Rigg, who was coming off the right, and perhaps had time for a touch there. Chris Rigg tried the shot first time at the near post, but it's soft and straight at Sells, who makes the save. Now Einer on the right for Forest, looking for Igor Jesus. One in the air by Siddiqui, who is still holding the hand, and out for a Forest throw-in. I think Siddiqui, now that he's by the dugout, I think he's just indicated that he's going to need that finger taping up at the very least. So he's off the pitch, and I think Forest will resume with Sunderland down to 10 for the moment. Anderson takes it out to the left along the halfway line. Nico Williams infield to Gibbs White, who is just playing sort of inside left forward. Now here he is a bit deeper though, trying to find the run of Elliot Anderson. They just switched positions for a moment there. Anderson at full stretch couldn't quite get on the end of the through ball though. Siddiqui has in fact had just about the whole hand taped up and is back on the pitch. Mukiele to take this Sunderland throw from the failed reception by Elliot Anderson. And a bit of back and forth on this right hand side. Brobby gets it down on the halfway line for Diarra. One by Anderson. On for Gibbs White. Mukiele is the wrong side of him. Gibbs White forced to the corner, and then Mukiele gets a foot in, and it's out for a Forest throw in. 10 minutes on the clock, 0-0 between Sunderland and Nottingham Forest. Zekunia, Milenkovic. Everybody is now in the Sunderland half of Forest. Through ball, Wood with a nice flick for Gibbs White. Set back for Williams, and then in comes a cross. Oh, there's a touch by Hume, and out for a Forest corner, I believe there. Is there a touch on this? Might be a swing and a miss by Hume. Anderson with a lovely whipped cross. Yeah, Hume does just get a touch on that. It's going behind anyhow, but he had to be sure. And now here comes a Forest corner. Milinkovic getting himself in front of Alderete at the back post. Hutchinson delivers on the left foot, an in-swinger to the back post. Milinkovic the target, headed away by Alderete. And then the header back in, fluffed slightly by Nico Williams. Aina lines up the long shot. He's clipped in the heels, it looked like, but the referee says no foul. Sunderland try to launch the counter-attack, but is intercepted by Nico Williams on the left-hand side for Forest. 1-2 now with Sangare, and now with the Ivorian again. Away from Brobby. Turns back towards the Sunderland striker. Be a brave man to do that with Brian Brobby running at you. To the right it goes for Ola Aina. Now Hutchinson on the halfway line on the right-hand side. Back to Aina. 1-2 with Sangare. Hutchinson's in space on the right, but he goes infield for Igor Jesus. Can't get the ball under control. It does fall to Brobby, who's holding off Anderson as he goes on a run, taking it towards the left-hand side. Forced back by Hutchinson. Brobby's done well to work that inside to Xhaka. Back to Alderete, all the way home to Roofs, and Sunderland will reset, but they're going to have to do it quickly. Roofs is under pressure from Chris Wood to Alderete. That's a poor pass from Alderete, and now Igor Jesus on the edge of the box to Amari Hutchinson, thinking about the shot on the left foot, curls it. Good save by Robin Roofs. Danger not gone yet, though, as it comes away to Sangare. Well defended there by Rigg, I think it was, back for Sunderland, and now they launch a counter-attack. Mukiele lets the ball run for Xhaka. Xhaka through the centre, playing through Lefay. He slips as he tries to cut it back, and then it's cleared by Elliot Anderson out for a Sunderland throw on the left-hand side. Exciting minute of football that. 2 balls on the pitch here as Sunderland try and take the throw in quickly. Xhaka not happy with ball boy who's allowed that to happen. They are in their home ground. Looks like referee has ordered a drop ball. Yep, drops it to Trey Hume, who had received the throw-in. Xhaka with a lovely flick around the corner here for Siddiqui. On the run, into the feet of Diarra. Back to Siddiqui. Now Mukiele looking at the cross, blocked by Nico Williams there. And out for the Sunderland throw-in on the right-hand side. They're going to look for the long one. As Nordi Mukiele gives a nod to his teammates. He's wiping the ball dry. And they are crowding the box. Alderete's up from the back. Robbie on the penalty spot, marked by Ola Aina. Might be a mismatch in the air if it reaches him. Big ask though from Mukiele. And after all that, he's done it short to Trey Hume, who's the last man back for Sunderland. Now to Mukiele again on the right. Turns inside. Finds Siddiqui. Nice touch for Rigg. Tries to pull it back. Anderson blocks at the expense of a Sunderland corner, their first of the game, with 14 minutes on the clock. Goalless so far between Sunderland. But Robin Roofs on the halfway line. Pings it to the right, trying to keep the momentum for Sunderland, but it's defended by Sangare. Anderson's caught on the ball though. How often do you get to say that? Daniel Ballard trying to find a way through. He's nutmegged Aina here. Ballard with the cross. It's beyond everybody except Rigg. Cuts it to Diarra. Anderson forcing him back to Rigg again. Might be offside there, Rigg, as he received it. Flag hasn't gone up yet, so we play on. Xhaka. Back to Siddiqui, who's the last man back. Xhaka. For Siddiqui again, seems frustrated at the lack of forward options being offered by his teammates. Now Roofs with another launch out to the right. Header won by Cunha. Now Rigg round the corner for Diarra. His cross short of Brobby and cleared. Wood's header to Morgan Gibbs-White. Coming in from this left half space on the run. Oh, and that's a lovely switch on the outside of his boot for Amari Hutchinson, but his touch is poor. It's got away from him and out to the touchline. He's kept it in, and he gets past Hume here. The cross blocked by Hume and behind for another right-sided Nottingham Forest corner. Another chance for Hutchinson to deliver, you'd imagine. Just getting another look now at that Sunderland moment. Really good run from Dan Ballard there. The nutmeg on Ola Aina. Gets to the byline, pulls it back. A couple of Sunderland bodies diving in and can't get on the end of it, and then Rigg eventually keeping it alive, but can't send it towards goal. Hutchinson takes this corner short for Forest. A 1-2 with Elliot Anderson, gets him a crossing angle. It's into the back of the net. Igor Jesus at the back post. Nods in Hutchinson's cross. And the vintage celebration from Igor Jesus. It'll need a check, of course, as first Hutchinson receives the 1-2 coming back on side, and then Jesus arrives at the back post from the cross. But there wasn't much to suggest that this is going to be chalked off. An early lead for the visitors at the Stadium of Light. Spells darkness and despair for Tottenham Hotspur, perhaps. Oh, it's deflected in. It's Hutchinson looks onside as he receives the ball back from Anderson. It's a delightful ball floated to the back post by Hutchinson. Such a good ball from Hutchinson. Jesus arrives at the byline. I think he's just trying to head it back into the box, and it actually just cannons off the back of the head of Trey Hume, who's marking him, and into the back of the net. I think that's going to be a Trey Hume own goal. Bitterly unfortunate for him, but it is all about that cross from Murray Hutchinson. Any sense of a check is complete. The goal stands Sunderland 0, Nottingham Forest 1. 18 minutes gone now as the ball is back in play. Mukiele receiving for Sunderland. Sends it back to Robin Roofs. A Ballard clipping forward for Siddiqui. Comes back to Xhaka. Ballard all the way home to Roofs. Xhaka on the turn. Waiting for an option, as he launches it out to the right. Look for Bobby. It comes out to Siddiqui. Now Mukiele cuts it back to Siddiqui. Siddiqui trying to find a shooting angle, but it's blocked. Gibbs White hooks it forward for Forest. Alderete, the only outfielder in Sunderland's half, and brings it down with a nice touch. Over to Ballard, the right centre back. Alderete. Back to Roofs. Xhaka. Wayward bouncing pass for Alderete, who's now wrestling with Murray Hutchinson. But he's managed to work it around the corner to Elliot Anderson, so referee says play on. Surely that's a foul by Diarra on Anderson. Yes, it is, right on the edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side. Diarra's trying to say it's just outstrengthed Elliot Anderson there. Let's have another look. Definitely a foul initially by Alderete on Hutchinson. Referee wave play on. And then Anderson, I think Diarra's going a bit too firmly on him there. I think the free kick is the right decision. 20 minutes gone, Sunderland 0, Nottingham Forest 1, and another big chance here for Forest. Hutchinson will take this free kick, and it's from a similar position to where he actually ended up delivering that cross from the for the opener after a little short 1-2 from his corner. And there's just been a signal from the Forest bench that this free kick belongs to Elliot Anderson. So a right-footed outswinger to come. Delivered to the back post. One in the air by Ballard. And over to the far side, the left-hand side as Forest attack for a throw-in. Nico Williams gone over to take. Just a reminder of what this means in the context of the league. Plenty of time to play still, of course, but this will put Forest up to 39 points with West Ham on 33 and Spurs on 31. Williams with a short throw-in to Morgan Gibbs White. Back to Jay Cunha. Tries a deep cross and Roofs comes to claim. Roofs drops the ball at his feet. Wanted an option to throw it out to and didn't sense one. That's another poor pass by Alderete. Hutchinson's interception though doesn't get the ball under control, and it's out for a throw. Hume to take on the left. Anderson. It's one back quickly by Forest, and Chris Wood has got some shooting space. It's saved, but not convincingly by Roofs. Comes out to Xhaka. Put forward. Milenkovic tried to chest it down. The second time of asking, he heads it away. And then back into Forest territory, but seems to be a stoppage in play. I'm not sure what it was for. Perhaps an offside at some point there. Just having another look at that Chris Wood chance. Called the effort on his left foot. I think caught Roofs quite expecting a shot. Dived down to his left with two palms and just palmed it down to Xhaka. Sunderland have the ball back in play. Quarter of this game gone. Sunderland 0, Forest 1. It's Jesus. Aina. Singare. Now Hutchinson dribbling back towards his own goal. Has he been fouled there? No, but Brobby just slides it out for a Forest throw-in. Aina down to Anderson. Ball clipped forward. Defensive header. Oh, that's good feet from Hutchinson, who gets it down, and he's played it out early to Nico Williams on the left. Williams challenged in the box. No foul, says the referee. Now Sunderland might want to counter with Xhaka. Lefay. Back to Hume. Nice line breaking past that to the feet of Xhaka again. Now Siddiqui. Gives it to Alderete, the left centre back for Sunderland. And Siddiqui's just dropped behind the two defenders and receives it. Now distributes to Ballard, who brings it into the Forest half. Mukiele. Back to Siddiqui. Who just remains between the two centre backs for Sunderland. Xhaka. Ballard. Bringing it further into the first half. Lovely pass into the feet of Brobby, who sets it to Lefay, and that surely is a foul right on the edge of the penalty area by Milenkovic. Yes, it is. Sunderland free kick in a really good position. Shooting opportunity there, surely. It's great work from Brobby initially. Just the ultimate back-to-goal striker, isn't he? Holding off Milenkovic. And it is Milenkovic who then commits the foul, diving in on Lefay after he gets away from Brobby. This perhaps a bit too close to goal to call it Granit Xhaka territory. Maybe 25 to 30 yards is where he wants to hit it from. This is more 19 and just outside of the right hand post as the taker looks at it. He's going to have to curl it in, Xhaka, on the left foot. And curl it around a 4 or 5 strong wall for Forest. Lefay is over it with him, but I'm sure it'll be Xhaka to take. It is 4 in the wall, plus the barrier laying behind. Lefay steps back 2 for the right-footed option. He does run up, he does strike into the wall. Comes out to Mukiele. Back to Lefay. Nice hung up cross to the back post for Ballard. Heads it back inside. Header away is not fully cleared by Forest, but then Alderete's headed effort is over the bar. And taking something special to score a header from about 15 yards there without the momentum on the ball. And Alderete's header just kind of softly loops over the goal. Still Sunderland 0, Forest 1 here. I think Sunderland have had more of the ball in this game, but they have also been the makers of their own downfall at times, given some really sloppy passes in their defensive third to Forest. Here's Hume hooking to the halfway line. Aina Sangare has surely been fouled there by Siddiqui. Yes, he has. Free kick to Forest just inside the Sunderland half on the right hand side. Aina collects the ball from the Forest dugout, and the free kick is launched forward quickly to Chris Wood, holding off Ballard. Ballard does win just about. Now Alderete for Hume, fizzed into the feet of Diarra, who turns only into Sangare, and now Morgan Gibbs-White collects the ball for Forest. Out to Hutchinson on the right. Hutchinson, a few step overs trying to get away from Hume. Back to Aina. Sangare. Now all the way back to Milenkovic. It's on the halfway line. Jacuna is just in front of him on the left and receives it. Gibbs-White is coming to a central position. Now Anderson down the left for Nico Williams. And the real source of width at the moment for Forest here. Into the edge of the penalty area for Gibbs-White. Little nutmeg and he tries a shot, but it's blocked. Comes away to Sangare, to Aina. Sustained spell of pressure this now for Forest. Aina gets away from Lefay, but his pass can't get past Siddiqui. But then there's one back for Hutchinson, who's crosses against Hume behind for another Forest corner. Another right-sided one too. They scored with the short routine here 10 minutes ago. And Hutchinson is going across to take it again. Hutchinson delivers to the back post. Roof's not looking convincing, but it's headed away. And then Lefay gets the first touch away, looking for Siddiqui. But Jacuna gets there first. So back to Sells. One kick out to the left, brought down really well by Gibbs-White. Away from Rigg. Anderson. Nice 1-2 with Gibbs-White. Anderson to the left byline, tries a cross against Mukiele. Anderson will let that run for a Forest corner. He was keen to take it quickly, Elliot Anderson, but the option was just quickly picked up by Mukiele. Gibbs-White into the box. Sangare and Igor Jesus join him right on the goalkeeper. Chris Wood there too. Wood's done well to lose his marker as the ball comes in. Mukiele heads clear at the near post. And it's come out to Anderson for Forest. To Jacuna. Aina. The right for Hutchinson. Comes back to Aina. Sangare. Under pressure from Diarra. Goes back to Aina. Sangare on his right, receives it, clips it early, looking for the head of Gibbs-White. He did win it, but then Mukiele managed to knock the second ball home to his goalkeeper. Half an hour gone, Sunderland 0, Forest 1. And there's another mix-up at the back. Gibbs-White, Chris Wood. It's 2-0 Forest, and Sunderland have just given the ball away at the back again. And this time they are punished. What on earth are Sunderland doing? That's 5 or 6 times, half an hour into the game. The camera wasn't even on the action when this happened. We're going to have to see a replay. The Sunderland players all going to console their goalkeeper, Robin Roofs. So it's him on the ball. He's passed it straight at Chris Wood, who's closing him down. Wood, he can only get a sort of half touch on it, but it runs nicely to Gibbs White. Wood just works himself into an onside position, and Gibbs White returns it to Chris Wood, who just strokes it home on the left foot past Roofs. That is so poor from the goalkeeper. And it's Sunderland 0, Nottingham Forest 2. As I said, I mean, I'm working from the TV pictures, folks, which weren't even on the action when that happened. I've just come back to Gibbs White slipping Wood through on goal. And of course, you can only assume Sunderland have messed up quite badly again. They just keep trying to play from Robin Roofs, and Forest aren't even pressing that intensely, and they're just being offered up the ball by Roofs and Alderete in particular several times, and now they're punished. And from their kickoff, they've just launched it straight out of play for a Forest goal kick. They are cruising here, the visitors. Jacunha to take the Forest goal kick on behalf of Sells and launches it into the Sunderland half, where it's flicked on by Igor Jesus. Nice little 1-2 with Hutchinson. He wants it again, Hutchinson. Ballard slipped. Hutchinson in down the right, cross to the back post. Gibbs White's touch gets away from him a little bit. And then there's a challenge from Mukiele and behind for a Forest corner. Oh, it's lovely from Jesus and Hutchinson linking up there. Hutchinson does get a bit fortunate with Ballard slipping, delivers to the back post. Gibbs White's touch just gets away from him a little. And then Mukiele defends. There was half-hearted appeals for a handball against Mukiele from Forest. They're not going to get it. Just the corner to come. But Sunderland are at 6s and 7s at the moment. Corner to come in from the left again. Taken short to Anderson. Sets it back to Gibbs White. Crossing position to the back post. Igor Jesus nods down. Gibbs White is 3-0. It's too easy for Nottingham Forest. 34th minute. They are 3-0 up at the Stadium of Light. And Sunderland look completely dejected. Forest are in dreamland. And they are set to move 39 points, 8 clear of the drop zone. The Sunderland fans are heading for the exit already. You can't serve this up to home fans on a Friday night. This is so poor. Igor Jesus, the big man, is unmarked at the back post. As I said it was Gibbs White. It was actually Nico Williams who floated the ball to the back post onto the head of Jesus, who's got all the time in the world to just pick his man on the knockdown. He tees it nicely to Gibbs White, who just arrives and smashes it in. And yeah, what that means, Nottingham Forest on to 39 points, 1 behind Leeds, 6 clear of West Ham, 8 clear of Tottenham Hotspur. We still have to play each other too. That might end up being the decisive game for that 18th relegation spot. And Sunderland straight from kickoff, they've given it away again. Chris Wood through. It's just got away from him and run through to Robin Roos, who's kicked it out to the left for Lefay. But one in the air by Aina is coming again with Igor Jesus. Hutchinson. Away from Siddiqui, who's fouled there. Frustration seems to be creeping in for Sunderland, and I'm not surprised. Siddiqui's barking his frustrations at the referee. He's just punched the ball too. He's gonna work himself into the referee's book if he's not careful. And here comes the Forest free kick. Anderson and Anderson and Hutchinson stand over it. Anderson's just flicked it back to Hutchinson. Delivery headed down to the edge of the box. Ola Aina volleys, comes out to Igor Jesus. It's in the back of the net. It's 4-0. 37th minute. Sunderland 0, Forest 4. I can't believe what I'm witnessing here. It's magnificent from Nottingham Forest, take nothing away from them, but this is shocking from Sunderland. They seem checked out. Forest dialed in. And they have 4 in the first half. And it's not done yet, 8 minutes still to go. It's Hutchinson's delivery. Aina volleys it in. It comes off Xhaka, and it is unfortunate for Xhaka. It comes off his thigh and just sits up really nicely for Igor Jesus, who is again unmarked at the back post. And now more of the home fans heading for those exits. And who can blame them? Sunderland get us back underway. They are 4-0 down. They're going back to the defence again. Ballard under pressure from Wood once more. Launches it forward. One in the air by Milenkovic. Hume. Foul though on Diarra as he passed the ball off there. Ref having a word with Elliot Anderson. Frustration between the captains too, Xhaka and Gibbs-White. Well, it is a nasty one from Elliot Anderson. I've just seen it again. Studser up on the shin. Could have gone into the book for that one. It's his first foul of the game though, I think, so bit of leniency from the referee, who hasn't gone into his pocket as yet, with 6 minutes left of the half. And Xhaka stands over this free kick along with Hume on the right, just into the Forest half. They've loaded players into the box, Sunderland, but Xhaka does take short. Back with him on the edge of the box. Looked like he was going to curl the shot. Hutchinson closed it down, cut onto the right foot. Xhaka. His shot is blocked. Thought there might have been a handball in there, but no real appeals from Sunderland. They play on. Hume to Xhaka. Try to float it to the back post. Aina clears. Diarra. Jesus. Oh, they've got themselves out here nicely for Aina down the right. Slows it down as he waits for Anderson to arrive. Sliding in is Hume. Good tackle that by Trey Hume. It's actually, sorry, it's Chris Rigg covering at left back. He makes a good tackle there. On the deck, off the ball, are Hutchinson and Diarra. They've had a coming together. This is all the way back in Sunderland territory. Sorry, for Forest territory. Yeah, they're coming together in the air there at the start of that Forest counter-attack. So 5 minutes left of the half, 4.5 plus stoppage time at this point. To recap, Sunderland 0, Nottingham Forest 4. A complete capitulation from Sunderland. They conceded 3 goals in the space of 6 minutes, and all of them pretty avoidable, really. And the first was an own goal by Trey Hume, but that was a little unfortunate. That was before the real rut started. That was the opener at 1-0, 17 minutes on the clock. Chris Wood's goal, just handed to Forest by Robin Roofs, Sunderland goalkeeper. Morgan Gibbs-White provided then-turned goal scorer from a set piece with Igor Jesus left completely unmarked at the back post. He was just able to nod it down to Gibbs White to finish. And then Igor Jesus, provider turned scorer, as a ball just sat up nicely for him at the back post. A little bit unfortunate for Sunderland, but again, Jesus, the big man, completely unmarked at the back post from a set piece. Sunderland 0, Forest 4. And now Aina to take the throw-in for Forest as we will get the game back underway. I think both teams down to 10 as the players who received treatment are off. Aina's throw headed out, back out to the taker, Aina. And he's looking up the right, clips it off Siddiqui. Out for another Forest throw-in. Aina takes to Sangare under pressure from Lefay. And has Aina been fouled there by the Frenchman? I think he has. Yep, free kick to Forest. Players back on the pitch who were off for treatment. And Aina takes the free kick home to Elliot Anderson. Cunha. Under pressure from Rigg. Looked like a foul there. Yep, refs called it. 2 minutes left of the half. Free kick to Forest on the edge of their own penalty area. Well, this does wonders for Forest's goal difference as well. Essentially an extra point for them on West Ham and Spurs in that relegation battle too. Gibbs White winning it back for Forest, hooks it into touch. Mukiele took the throw, receives it back from Xhaka. Alderete. Clip to Brobby. Foul there on Siddiqui. And a free kick for Sunderland. Final minute of the half. Sure, there'll be a bit of stoppage time for all the goals that we've seen. Xhaka stands over the free kick for Sunderland. Surely a cross to come here. Delivered to the penalty spot, headed away unchallenged is Cunha. Comes out to Xhaka. Pass inside to Lefay. Siddiqui turns away from Aina from the left, cross to the penalty spot. Alderete touches it down and then it's hoofed clear. And out for a Sunderland throw on the right hand side. 3 minutes of stoppage time indicated at the end of this half as Mukiele takes the throw quickly back to Ballard. Xhaka up the left for Lefay. Back to Xhaka. Diving in is Aina. Can't stop Xhaka on the run. Anderson's gone bundling into him in the box. Referee says no penalty. Anderson's still in control of the ball. Sangare gets it away eventually after a challenge there by Lefay. Well, that challenge didn't look too different to the one that Siddiqui was penalised for earlier on the edge of the Sunderland box that led to one of the Forest goals. So they're not going to be too happy, but they do play on. They still have the ball down the left for Diarra. Up the line for Lefay to the byline. He pulls it back. Sangare heads it away in the penalty area. Diarra's kept it in play away from Hutchinson. Back to Alderete. Alderete over to Ballard on the centre spot. Roofs clipped out to the left Aina wins in the air. Comes back. Buffet going for it. Runs away from Aina, and it'll be a Sunderland throw-in. 90 seconds of the half remain. O'Nien is down there warming up as a substitute, and he's just dried the ball for Hume to take this throw. Final minute of time added on at the end of this half. Hume's throw to the near post. Header won by Ballard, but can't work it goalwards. Comes out now to Xhaka. Delivered back in for Brobby at full stretch. He can't get on the end of it, and it's gone behind. Appealing for something, Sunderland. I didn't see a defensive touch from Forest. Saying that Brobby was held, perhaps. We'll look now. Nico Williams is up against him. Looks like it might come off the arm of Nico Williams. Completely unintentionally, but nothing doing. It will be a Forest goal kick. Sells the take. Sells launches into the Sunderland half. It's one in the air though by Ballard for Xhaka. Xhaka again. Back to Ballard, and there goes the whistle for half time. I don't have the stadium audio, but I can't
Welcome to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition.
Where the second half of Sunderland versus Nottingham Forest has just got underway, and limited Sunderland supporters remain at the ground and making their way back to their seats, as Sunderland are in down the left here with a pullback cleared by Milenkovic. Change made at half-time, by the way, by the Black Cats. Reynaldo is on in place of Chris Rigg, so left back from right winger. Change of system perhaps by Regis Lebraith, in answer to the complete domination that they faced in... to be fair, I don't think they were dominated. I think Sunderland had more of the ball. They just had a horrendous 10 or so minutes where they completely opened up, failed to mark again and again, particularly at set pieces, and were just giving the ball away as well. Here is Diarra for Sunderland, back to Alderete. I'll try and make sense of the shape that they're in. As here's a ball forward for Brobby. Battling with Cunha. Cunha's touch. Well, Cunha's gone down holding his face after the challenge from Brobby. Cunha did head it out. I'm not sure if it's going to be a corner or if Cunha's won the free kick here. He's now receiving some treatment, Cunha. I think they're indicating that a substitution is going to be needed. They did make a change at the break as well, Forest. Sangare replaced by Nicolas Dominguez in the midfield, which on paper is a little bit of an attack-minded change of midfielder. Sangare a little bit more defensive-minded. So they're really going for this. As I say, goal difference is going to be important to Forest now. But Cunha would be quite the loss, having already lost Murillo last week. Looks like the shoulder for Cunha is being tested out. Did go down holding it. Just having some checks now. It's the right shoulder. They do have Morato warming up, who would be the natural replacement at centre back. Vitor Pereira taking some notes. Cunha helped off behind the goal. Not clear yet if that's going to be the end of his night, but shoulder seems to be in some serious discomfort. Doesn't strike me as the sort of player that would make a meal of something like that either, unless he is really hurt. Just landed awkwardly after the challenge from Brobby there. Forest did get the free kick, which Sells now sends long into the Sunderland half. Here's Nico Williams on the run down the left. Tries to take it around Diarra, who gets his body in and wins the throw-in. Or so he thought, but referee has said that throw-in's gone Forest's way and he's not happy about it. Nico Williams Well, the throw's gone quite some way back, so I think the suggestion is that the ball had already gone out of play somewhere earlier in that passage. Williams' throw headed out by Ballard for another one. Nottingham Forest, by the way, just seeing the stat, have the most goals in the Premier League of any team since Vitor Pereira's appointment. As of the 4 that they've scored this evening. They have had to make that change. Jay Cunha is off with his shoulder in a makeshift sling, so Morato is on in defence. Here's Diarra, challenged by Anderson, free kick to Sunderland. And oh well, the yellow card came out, and I thought it was going Elliot Anderson's way. It's actually been given to Diarra for waving the imaginary flag at Anderson. Well, the imaginary card, sorry, at Anderson. Yep, see it clear as day, right at the referee. There's Alderete for Sunderland. First yellow card of the game, that goes the way of Diarra on 50 minutes. Here's Xhaka. Coming in is Diarra. He's lost the ball here. Igor Jesus, Hutchinson, the pass just caught behind his heels. Hutchinson's still in possession though. Just takes the byline. Across to the back post. Anderson knocks it against Hume. Sunderland is saying the ball had already gone out of play from Hutchinson. I'm not sure that it had, or if Forest are going to get a corner here. Let's have a look. Hutchinson. Yeah, his cross. Looks like it hooks out of play before coming back in for Anderson. Sunderland did get the goal kick. It's launched and quickly back into possession of Sunderland, or of Forest, excuse me, with Gibbs White trying to take it past Hume. Foul goes against Gibbs White. Hume takes the free kick quickly. Xhaka. Diarra. Mukiele, who's playing really advanced in the second half. Cross for Brobby, who's just couldn't get the ball under control. I think he was caught between taking that for himself or just teeing it into the path of Buffet and didn't really get a substantial touch at all. Aina slides in on Xhaka. And then in is Ballard. Gives the ball back to Forrest inadvertently with that sliding tackle. Is Morgan Gibbs White. Anderson. Back to Morato. First touch of the ball for him, I believe. Anderson. Fouled by Diarra. Anderson to take the free kick. I need to think about Habib Diarra's place in this game. Maybe just the break. Just as they do eventually. The ball loops into the air. I've just lost my pictures for a moment. And as I have them back, the ball is down for a Sunderland free kick. Just inside their half, but they're sending the big men back big men up from the back regardless. Xhaka though takes the free kick short to Hume, 1-2. Xhaka on the run to Ronaldo. Ronaldo and Mukiele are now playing really high as wing backs for Sunderland. The ball is launched into the box by Siddiqui. Ballard wins against Wood defending for Forest, and out it goes for a Sunderland throw from the right hand side. Mukiele to take. To the near post, headed away by Igor Jesus, and then cleared. Roofs touches it down just before the halfway line. Morgan Gibbs White was pressing on his own, so an easy pass to Ronaldo for Roofs. Ronaldo clips it to the right. Alderete jumping against Milenkovic. Header off Morato, out for a Sunderland throw on the right again. Mukiele's throw. Behind off Hume for a goal kick. Sells receiving from Morato, and then launched forward to Chris Wood, who is offside. Free kick to Sunderland. Xhaka short to Lefay. Diarra on the turn, loses out to Gibbs White. Oh, and then there's a lovely little nutmeg on Xhaka, and then away goes Gibbs White down the left. 1-2 with Wood. Tried to play it through to Igor Jesus. Alderete is there with the interception. Played it infield to Dan Ballard. Ballard. Xhaka. Robbie. And Diarra on for Mukiele. Mukiele flicks back to Diarra. Cross headed away. Mukiele keeps it alive though for Sunderland with a flick over to Ronaldo. Back to Alderete. Ronaldo. Ballard. Gives to Hume, who has slotted into that back three as a third centre back in this second half. Ronaldo, who is the left wing back. Xhaka. Forward for Alderete, who turns and volleys, and that is the finish of the centre half. It's tame and straight at the goalkeeper. On his weaker foot too. He's held his run well. He is onside, Alderete, brings it down, turns onto the right foot, and just volleys it straight into the ground and at the goalkeeper. Approaching the hour mark now. Anderson intercepts easily there from Diarra. And then works it to Dominguez. Given away there by Morato to Mukiele. Siddiqui. Lefay. Challenged by Anderson. Free kick to Sunderland on the right hand side. Very strong foul that from Elliot Anderson. It's probably one away from a booking at this point. In fact, to tell a lie, he has been booked for that one. Yellow card to Elliot Anderson. Did think it was worthy, to be fair. It's Lefay, the only man over the free kick for Sunderland, so it will be a right-footed outswinger from the right-hand side. Delivered and easily headed away by Igor Jesus. He's winning everything in the air today, Jesus. Back in Morato's head. Offside flag up against Dan Ballard. Free kick to Forest. Free kick taken by Sells. Into the Sunderland half, brought down by Alderete. And Wood's foot is just behind the leg of Mukiele, but I think Mukiele might just have his forehead poking offside. Well, it looks like they've cleared that part of the goal. They're now looking at the moment Mukiele. Perhaps does he slide in on the goalkeeper? Is that what they're now checking? I think they've cleared the offside. They're looking at the fact that Mukiele collides with Matt Sells as he tries to punch this ball clear and allows Ballard to get to it, I think. is what they're now reviewing. Because, they're looking at Mukiele's leg coming together with Sells. So the ball is delivered by Xhaka to the back post from the left to the right. Mukiele arrives at the back post, gets on the end of the ball, doesn't get the connection he wants. The ball just kind of loops up into the air, right in front of the goal and in front of the goalkeeper. Mukiele collides with Sells, which does look to take Sells off his feet. He's almost sort of Superman punched the ball away from the goal. At the same time, Dan Ballard dives in with the head, and his head gets there before the glove of Sells and into the back of the net. And the referee is being sent to the pitch side monitor to review the potential foul by Mukiele on Sells. So cleared for offside. An incredibly tight one. I thought at first viewing it was offside on Mukiele, but the offside cleared. And now they're showing the referee in real time. Mukiele is coming together with Matt Sells. Does he prevent the goalkeeper? Now they're slowing it down with the referee. Does he prevent the goalkeeper from getting to this ball before Dan Ballard? You know, I think he might. Still seeing the replays, the referee. Now he's getting a slowed down shot close up of Mukiele and Sells' legs. And now that he's seen that one, he's started to turn around. He's having one more look. And I think he's going to rule this goal out. Yes, he is. I can't hear the stadium audio, unfortunately, folks, but it looks like the referee, he is making his announcement to the stadium. And I can make out the words "after review" at the start, which means that this Sunderland goal